Hi, I'm Sheli Fulcher Koontz. I am a founding member of the law firm of Hansen St, and today I want to talk to you about what kills a retainer that you pay to an attorney. I don't know many people out there that love paying money to lawyers to help them with their problems, but it's a necessary evil because we do not work for free. However, there are ways that you can maximize the money you pay to your attorney. I'll give you some examples from my own practice. I do a lot of family law, and that's an hourly practice. People put up a retainer, I bill against it at an hourly rate. If the amount gets too low, they got to bring more money in. And sometimes people complain about that. And so these are my quick tips to use and spend your money the most efficient way possible. First of all, I find that people blow through their retainer funds fast if they aren't following instructions. Okay, if I send out an email saying, I need the following list of documents from you by this date and this time, and they send me half or part or some, but not all, I am having to remind them, hey, I didn't get everything from you. If I said I wanted 3 years of tax returns and you sent me one and a W-2, that's not 3 years of tax returns. Okay, so not being able to follow instructions. Some people don't understand maybe what an email says about I need the following. That's when you want to pick the phone up and ask, because the more the lawyer has to continue to make requests, it's like the meter's running and it's not a good way to spend your money, right? So if you don't understand, pick the phone up and say, I'm not really sure what you want here. Can you tell me so I can get this to you on time? That will cost you a lot less than the lawyer having to ask over and over and over. If you're somebody that written communication isn't the best method, tell your lawyer or tell the paralegal, I need to have a phone conference or an in-office conference where you can take notes or whatever works best for you so you fully understand what the expectation is to get to the lawyer within the time frame. That will save you a lot of money. Another way people can use the retainer funds up quickly is if they've got in their mind the way they want the case to be. In your perfect world, this is the end result. I call that the world of how I want it to be. But oftentimes, the lawyer and the lawyer's staff, they're functioning in the world of what is actually so. And sometimes my job is to try and get people of this is how I want it to be into this is what is so we can actually move the case forward and bring it to resolution. Sometimes your expectations aren't realistic. I always tell clients my crystal ball is out of order, or I may not have a hat and a rabbit big enough to pull off the magic trick you're requesting of me. And I don't mean to be glib about that, but sometimes the expectations can't happen either based on evidence or facts or whatever. So having conversations with your lawyer about how realistic are my expectations? This is what I really, really want, but can I actually really get there? That can also save a lot of time and effort. So the lawyer doesn't have to spend so much time trying to get you into a place where reality makes a lot of sense, okay? The other way I see people using retainer funds is having to be asked over and over and over to do things. There are a lot of tasks that I will give to clients because it's cheaper for them to do it than it is for me to do it. And I always give them the option. If you are too busy, I will handle this particular task. But if you do it, you'll save money. Which would you like to do? And I let them make the choice. However, if they don't follow through, every time somebody's having to contact you, that's the meter running. Sometimes I will have conversations with clients and say, I don't think this is the best use of your money. We've had the same conversation about this particular issue 3 or 4 times, and we just keep circling back, but the result isn't changing. All right, so if you're going to spend money on your legal case, you want to use those funds efficiently. You'll be happier with the result in the end, and the process to get there can be quicker and more efficient and more satisfying for you. So it's your money, but you decide how you get to spend it.